Winter is settling into Cape Town, and on a fine wintry day in Cape Town, I find myself chatting to a man who's not only an accomplished singer, let's say Idol's finalist to be more specific. He's an entrepreneur, he's got his own TV show, his own radio show. He happens to be a medical doctor and happens to be the chief medical officer for some of the biggest sporting events in the country. A day job after all of that? Well, of course, he heads up events for the Mediclinic group. Ladies and gents, the amazing Dr. Darren Green.
Champion, thank you. After that intro, will you marry me?
You are a busy man. It's so lucky to have grabbed you just after a massive event being the Absa Cape Epic, and
Absolutely.
I know that your life is crazy, but I want to hop in this car, which is a pocket rocket. This was my car of the year in 2021. It's the A45S AMG from Mercedes-Benz. This car does it all. It really does.
Lovely, lovely.
You're looking at one of the hottest hatchbacks in the world. In actual fact, it's the hatchback to have.
Gorgeous.
AMG spec, it goes like a bat out of hell. Like a bat possessed. It's turbo, it's four-wheel drive, it's got everything that you need from a Mercedes-Benz AMG, and now it's got one extra component, Dr. Darren Green in the driver's seat.
Yeah, to support you, buddy.
Come on. So listen, I've known you for many, many years, and I want to start this conversation with you to chat about your life. And you're not from the Cape originally, born and bred not too far from you, huh?
No, in Maritzburg actually,
Correct.
KwaZulu-Natal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love old banana boy and shark.
Yeah.
And then obviously after losing my dad early to cancer,
Yeah.
my mom remarried a few years later and we moved to PE.
Oh, then you attended the best school, one of them in the country, known to produce some incredible sporting grades and academic grades.
No, true. I had a really great time at Grey. It was an opportunity of a lifetime and
Yeah.
an amazing group of friends that I made, and just people that help maximize your capacity.
Yeah.
Some great teachers. Who doesn't have a favorite teacher?
Oh, man.
Come on.
And you were like me, we were sport, we loved our sport. You were a phenomenal sports person. You still are. The natural ability to handle all kinds of ball sports. For you, it comes naturally, but you grew up loving sport,
Absolutely.
playing first team everything, at a school that was sport mad.
It was, man, I must say. But I mean, you got a lot of your identity from acceptance from peers, and also the boys love competition. So at an all-boys school, obviously, it's really good for the camaraderie and the gees. But sport was my passport, I think, to make friends and see new places that I otherwise would never have seen. I started in the streets playing cricket like everyone with a dustbin.
Dustbin cricket.
You know. And a bit of soccer till 9 o'clock at night. My mom would scream and call me inside. You know the story. So we had lots of that kind of fun and unforgettable memories there. But the bonding that occurs through sport.
Sure.
It's such a medium. I mean, I look at how it unifies the nation at the
Yeah.
moment. Unbelievable.
And we're going to talk about that because you're still heavily involved in sport around South
Absolutely.
Africa and around the world. From there, obviously, you go to matric and you kind of, what we're going to do next? How are we going to,
I'm feeling
a little bananas.
I'm feeling a little bit of oomph here.
I love it. When did you know that you wanted to be in the medical profession? Was it in school? Was it going through orientation in high school? When did you know that that's what you wanted
Around
to do?
about, I'd say, well, that'll be grade 7.
Okay.
Standard 5, brother.
Standard 5. And then they obviously told you, well, listen, you're not going to get any kind of opportunity to study medicine if you don't have good maths marks, science marks, and they normally give you a list. And there was that list that I realized.
The list.
Is that
Is that where you fell out, man?
That list that I realized that radio was probably.
No, rubbish, man. I think the subject. I actually did Latin at school. How's that for a funny one? Latin? Yeah, I don't think you get Latin at schools anymore. No. But obviously the maths, the science,
So
the
you could have
biology.
done law, actually.
Yeah, I could have. And it was one of the things I thought, if I don't want to be a doctor, if I didn't become a doctor, I want to become a teacher. Because they've got so much power, man, to influence.
Absolutely.
And then law, obviously a very nice career. But anyway, so I think the human body fascinated me from a young age. And with the sport, I love that crossover,
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what we're forgetting is something very important, because obviously the discovery of a singing voice wasn't something that you discovered while you were studying for medicine. It was something that you inherently had your entire life. When did you start exploring the avenues of, hang on a second,
music and
this
singing.
voice, correct, this voice of mine could actually, it could be something.
Well, I thought it was something from before my hormones broke and before the testicles dropped. I thought I could sing, but my mother would hit me on my leg in church and say, please, tone it down, because she said I sounded like a horse frog. And I was like really trying. I thought I had the heart for it. And then when the hormones kicked in, I don't know when that happened, 12, 13, in high school, suddenly the voice became a little bit less hoarse and a bit more solid. Yes. And then at school, at grade, just started having some fun. And you know the interact variety concerts at school with the bands and a bit of choir here and there. So I started having some fun, and then that turned into something a lot more meaningful and passionate at university.
And then, I mean, everyone crosses that bridge of making decisions when you're studying. Should we follow a musical career? Obviously, you had a mom going, listen, forget about it. You are not stopping your studies to follow a musical career.
Solid first.
Correct. If you want to do it, you've got to do both of them. And so you ended up doing exactly that, both of them. Studying medicine and singing, and going on to being a finalist in a show that literally sees hundreds of thousands of hopefuls making it through. You made it to the finals of Idols.
Oh, that was an incredible experience. It actually came as a bit of a dare where the ROC at Hippocrates at med school at Stellies, they actually said I must enter.
You to enter, and you were like, okay, cool, let's give it a bash. Nothing to lose. I'm going to give it a bash.
It was more of a joke, you know. It was the first season, man. Everything was new. It was fresh and shiny. We had no idea, and 10,000 people pitched up to the audition, so I wasn't expecting anything. The time in Cape Town, and we just had fun. I actually sang one of the serenading group songs as the audition.
What was? Do you remember the song?
And I remember it was called Mamalu.
Mamalu Mamaloo. No, I think it's Waterloo. Sorry,
that's Waterloo. So it was old Randall Abrams.
Yes.
He recognized the song, obviously, I think from the King Singers. And just went ape. He loved it, and that opened the doors. So I had fun. So much fun.
You run your own TV show, a radio show, and I'm not even talking about your 9 to 5, which you juggle in between all of this, which is heading up events and looking after Mediclinics events, which they're involved with everything, from sevens rugby to cricket, international rugby, international sport. I look at the Absa Cape Epic, which was last week. You were the chief medical officer of that. Where do I even begin with when you wake up on a Monday morning? Look, I feel bad waking up on a Monday, and I'm sure anyone watching this wakes up on a Monday thinking, I've got a hell of a week ahead of me. You, sir, have got probably the hardest working week in the country.
No, we have our moments. There are mornings when I wake up easier than others, but generally I can't sleep early, so I go to bed at about 10:30, 11.
Got you.
And I'm up any time between 5 and 6 in the morning, so that's to get the kids ready and help. My wife hates packing lunch boxes alone. So I'm seconded to come and help and get that going. And then once the kids are off to school, then the day starts, obviously, with all sorts of things. If there's time for a quick bit of exercise in the morning, I try and fit it in.
Got you.
Otherwise, I then do it later. So,
okay. And so let's talk a little bit about the eventing side. When it comes to being the chief medical officer, you're responsible. And I think about events, and one that I keep mentioning is the fact, because we just had it a week ago. We were, entrenched in the Epic. But this comes and goes. And before that, we had Cape Town Cycle Tour, and it keeps rolling. We've got marathon coming up. It never ends in your world where you're looking after a mass group of people, and it's a team. I mean, you've managed to form this team of individuals that just do the most incredible work around events to keep them safe.
The pre-hospital side of things, in other words, with events on mountains and out in the bush, you can imagine you need guys that can respond on motorbikes, obviously on foot, with 4x4s, response vehicles, ambulances, etc., and also skilled in that specific field of rescue and emergency medical services. And then with the race hospital that we run has ICU capabilities, which is on the ground at the different villages. So at the end of the cycle tour, or after each stage of the Epic, for example, you've got a dedicated race hospital that consults any form of injury or illness. So we're very fortunate to have people that love that and maintain their qualifications in those fields, that and then also engage and feel the vibe with the athletes and understand how grueling it can be for the athletes as well. It's a tough environment because people push themselves mentally past what they think the human body is possible.
Sure.
And then we have to often pick up the pieces
and try and put them back together again.
So that's the challenge there.
And then we go from all of that, right, to the fact that, and we haven't even touched on it yet, that you've got such an incredible mediese show op die TV. It is the most incredible medical show. And that's a fact. It's the best medical show I think I've ever seen in the world. It's just so cool. It is so the topics that you've got on the show, the people, the guests, everything about your show that you've got.
Oh, thank you
10
very
out
much.
of 10. How do you juggle that into your working week?
We shoot obviously
Yeah.
on evenings every 2 or 3 weeks, so it doesn't mix in. It doesn't affect my day job, which is great. It's a wonderful opportunity. The thing is, the platform is giving good information and
Yeah.
connecting, engaging information to the masses that need to understand the complex medical issues, but in a simplified way.
Yeah.
And that's where I ended up by default. It wasn't something I planned. Actually, when I started off with the medical show with you on the morning show
Yes.
at KFM back in the day,
Yes.
it was just an incredible experience. And people were so grateful for the littlest thing. And it then spun out into publication, media, and TV. But we try to involve the human component, speaking to parents,
Yes.
speaking to to patients about
Yeah.
their anxieties and
Yeah.
anguishes that they've had to endure, obviously, in their health. And also sharing the stories of triumph as well. I think it helps. It really does.
Well, listen, to top that all off, when you're alone in the car and you're driving, what kind of music do you like to listen to?
Oh, buddy, everything. From U2, Coldplay and Sting, all the way through to Seal. I love Seal still.
Unless you get a little crazy.
That's right. And then, I even enjoy a bit of Lighthouse Family nowadays. And then,
When you're close to tears,
There we go.
remember.
I'm impressed with the memory.
You're supposed to help me out. You're the
But
one
I
that can sing.
still haven't found what I'm looking for.
Yes! Thanks for, by the way, for all the inspiration on a daily basis. And you can find it as well on Darren's Twitter handle. Go look for @Dr Darren Green on any of the media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, you name it, he's on it. And what I love the most about following this amazingly talented doctor is that every single day he's putting out tips for free to help you have a better life and lifestyle. So thank you very much, Darren. It's always lekker spending some time with you.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks for treating me in this beautiful mobile.
What did you think of it, by the way?
I'm feeling a little bit risque here. It makes me want to be, I feel like a bit of a James Bond vibe here.
Hey, it brings up the hormones, the testosterone.
I wanna go.
What a car.
What a pleasure.
Benz, thank you very much. And Mr. Governor, if you're watching, if you're looking for two beautiful faces for your brand and your marquee, look no further. Thanks, Darren.
There we go.
Cheers, mate.